You're hitting on a 14-year-old girl.
Child still does not have the mental capacity to go through with safely.
Okay, so that very last part I disagree with.
So this Discord iceberg is gonna be like no other. I cut all the surface level fluff and we go straight into 10 insane topics, and each topic just gets more horrifying. So join us as we explore the dark world of Discord. Incel Ethereon. Discord has millions of public servers, approximately 6.7 million that you can join right now. But for every great server you find with amazing people on it, there are bad servers, and people on them are just terrible. This is Ethereon. He's an artist who specializes in drawing female characters from anime, mostly in suggestive positions. On the surface, he's most active on Twitter and Newgrounds, which is a website made for people like artists and animators to share their work. But when you dig a little deeper, he's even more active on Discord. In August of 2021, a YouTuber by the name of Daft Pina posted a video exposing Ethereon and his actions. He started investigating Ethereon when he noticed just how alarming his tweets were.
I should say some slurs just to get it out of the way. I'm like Invader Zim, but if he only spoke in hateful slurs.
Looking more into the situation, Daft Pina was contacted by a former follower of Ethereon. This anonymous contact shared various screenshots of Ethereon saying absolutely disgusting things on Discord. You mean blank? That effing blank is drawing from experience like I would have. And it gets worse because as Daft Pina investigated further, he realized what Ethereon truly was, an incel. But before we get into Ethereon's incel behavior, I have an important announcement to make. So I've always wanted these guys to sponsor me, and I am finally here. This video is sponsored by, are you ready? Raid Shadow Legends. You get home from school, set your backpack down, and take a break before starting your homework. What do? A, put your feet on the couch and watch TV. B, grab some ice water because it's blazing hot recently. C, hop on Roblox. None of the above. The answer is D, Raid Shadow Legends. You know when you reach the end of some games, there's not much to look forward to. But endgame in Raid Shadow Legends can be summed up in 3 words, the Doom Tower. It's basically a huge prison filled with bad guys, but the tower's defenses are failing and it's your job to knock the bad guys down before they escape. But the problem is, the bosses are really tough and you need specific mechanics to beat them. So get this, Raid just released a huge new feature, Awakening, and a new dungeon, the Iron Twins Fortress. Awakening your champion lets you choose a powerful blessing that can practically transform the way they perform in battle. Raid also released a new champion, the Ultimate Death Knight. And if you just log into the game and play it for 7 days from now until October 27th, the Ultimate Death Knight is yours. Whether you're a new player or existing player, make sure you use the promo code DKRISES to get free items to instantly level up your new champion to level 50. Click the link in the description or scan my QR code and you'll get bonuses worth $30, including the epic champion Aina, 200,000 silver, 1 energy refill, 1 XP boost, and 1 ancient shard. And all this treasure will be waiting for you right here. And for new players, this will only be available for the next 30 days, so make sure you click the link in the description and I will see you guys there. An incel is a member of an online community of young men who consider themselves unable to attract women. They usually hate women because women don't find them attractive. They turn their heartbreak into hatred and only make friends with people who share their views, which only makes them even more hateful. Ethereon is no exception to this. Girls are skittish. You have to approach them passively, you have to know where to find them, you have to dress the part, you might miss your shot, you might get killed by one. Is it racist to say I think most girls act like skittish farm animals? The way he talks about girls makes it seem like they're creatures from another planet. And his Discord is full of people like him. His server has attracted people who have the same twisted mindset, the same anger and hatred. And while it's easy to shame and hate these people, I honestly pity them. I mean, I don't know what happened to these people to twist their minds as much as they have. But what I do know is that behind that angry shell is a deep, deep sadness that may never be healed. Discord's furry team. Furries have been on Discord since the very beginning, and there's no denying that. There are countless servers dedicated to the furry community, and whatever your opinion you have about them, they're here to stay. And in recent years, people have noticed that a lot of Discord staff are furries themselves, and with that comes serious bias. In January of 2019, Discord users were outraged when a staff member made the statement, "We do not consider cub content to be in violation of our community guidelines. In case you didn't know, cub content is the furry equivalent to CP. This disgusting comment outraged users and furries alike.
When I saw it, I was like, what the frick is going on with this?
Just seeing an image was like, what the hell is this type of crap?
Person behind that is just not thinking right.
It took Discord a month to address the controversy, and in February of 2019, Discord finally banned all cub content on the platform. But the problems don't end there. If you disagree with the furry fandom, Discord will find any excuse to ban you. On the subreddit r/internet drama, there's a thread that complains about a Discord admin named All the Foxes. The person who posted the thread talked about how All the Foxes was banning people falsely. For example, someone was banned for being under 13, but it was false. They were over 13. So why did this happen? Because All the Foxes had a hidden agenda. It turns out this Discord admin was banning all servers that didn't allow furry content. A person who commented on the post said this: "I was an admin for an anti-furry Discord. A furry reported us with no grounds to stand on because we didn't break terms of service. This All the Foxes happens to be a furry and banned everyone in the server, including the furry that reported us, because he stayed in the server, because we reached an agreement." So I have a first-hand account of someone that this actually happened to. My friend Ruben Sim was setting up his Discord server for his channel.
My Discord server is mostly Roblox users, and as you probably know, most Roblox users are underage, and so me and my friends that moderate the server, we decided that we shouldn't allow any type of NSFW content anywhere in any channel. Time and time again, we've had people violate that rule, and they've almost always been furries, and so we noticed this pattern, and we decided that we needed to do something about it.
Ruben and his team ended up banning all furries in his Discord.
And then we instated a rule saying no furries allowed. I have friends that are furries, and even they understood, yeah, we know this community has a problem and we understand if you don't want furries in your server. The people at Discord didn't seem to think that way.
Discord staff didn't like the fact that furries were not allowed, so Ruben's Discord server started getting banned.
It started out as warnings. We would get emails or messages from Discord saying things like, you moderate a server that participates in harassment.
He didn't know the reasons for these bans, but it became clear.
Over time, we kind of figured it's because people are identifying furries and telling them to leave.
Ruben talked to me about how on Roblox, if you say anything negative about furries, you'll get banned for hate speech.
And a lot of people have been banned just for saying things like, I don't really like furries, or furry bad. And I kind of feel like Discord is the same way, where they see furries as some sort of class that you're not allowed to discriminate against.
It shows that a decent amount of Discord staff members have a bias toward furries, and in order to have a good moderation team, they must be fair. But unfortunately, they're far from it. Discord knows everything about you. When we're on the internet, our privacy is super important. Whether you're sending personal documents or just messaging friends, you need to make sure that everything you do is safe. So, is Discord secure? If the power of these Discord staff members doesn't scare you, the information they have will. The truth is, Discord knows everything. Every word you type, message you send, picture you upload, all of it is stored in Discord's database. Even if you delete messages, Discord keeps them anyway. If you delete your account, Discord just removes your profile picture and changes your username to deleted user. All your messages are stored by Discord and your information is no longer yours. So you have to be 13 or older to use Discord. There was a group of teens who were banned for being under 13, but it was false. They were all over 13. The reason Discord banned them is because Discord read the messages of them joking around saying they were 12. They appealed the ban and Discord asked for pictures of identification. So they sent the evidence and guess what? They were still permanently banned. So why would Discord ask for such a personal document then run away? Well, there might be a possibility that it could be used as data. Discord's development team has a history of abusing user data rights. Before creating Discord, its founder Jason Citron founded a platform called OpenFame, which was sued for collecting unnecessary amounts of data and selling it for profit. So who's to say they aren't going to do it again? The Discord hackers. The internet is filled with viruses. We've all been told 1,000 times by our teachers to be careful what you click on. But hackers are always finding new ways to hide themselves and continue to prey on people. And now they're on Discord. Discord is becoming a favorite tool among cyber criminals because Discord's system helps them do it. Let's say you upload a file onto Discord. You right-click on it, hit copy link, and then take it to a browser and paste the link. If you look at the URL, it uses Discord's domain name in the beginning of it. A good amount of people would trust this link solely because it looks like it's coming directly from Discord. But the problem is, Discord isn't monitoring these links. Hackers take advantage of this by disguising these links as cracked versions of games, but it could really be a virus. And in the last 2 years, there have been reports that hackers are using Discord to control your computer remotely. They can send malicious commands through Discord to malware to be executed on your computer. This can lead them to getting your personal information and even hold your files for ransom. And you may be thinking, well, as long as I don't download anything, I'm fine, right? Well, not exactly. Sometimes these links can send you to a Discord login page. When you've entered your account info and hit enter, the page will close and then the real Discord login page will appear. So what did you just log into? Nothing. Your credentials were sent to the hacker who now has access to your Discord account. So never accept links from people you don't know on Discord because hackers will always be on the platform, but we can do our best to stay safe. Discord's doxing problem. Doxing is when someone makes your private information public, such as your home address or personal phone number, with malicious intent. This happens all the time, from blackmailing people for money to swatting streamers' houses.
And you're getting swatted? What in the world?
And Discord has a huge doxing problem. In 2017, a Discord server was discovered that was dedicated to doxing people that disagreed with their political views. Much like a Therion server, the server was filled with incredibly hateful people who targeted minority groups. What's crazy is that the members even taught other members how to dox.
They had an entire pastebin document dedicated to people's information, and it even included a tutorial on how to dox people. As you can see, White Pages is their golden goose.
Okay, try searching yourself up on Google. Chances are you'll be shocked at the amount of personal information that's public. On Discord, the majority of users are teens who are vulnerable. Just listen to my friend Tubbs' experience with being doxxed.
One night, randomly on Discord, this dude pings me on my server that I used to own and tells me to add him as a friend, and he just sends me my own address, full name, high school I went to, and my mother's full name. I was shocked. I couldn't move. I freaked out once I saw that text in the chat, and I honestly thought my life was over.
So I was doxxed too, and it's honestly a horrible feeling. It's like as if everything that I've worked for is just all gone. I don't wish it upon anyone. Van's Kingdom. Discord has a problem with Preds. The problem is so bad that the most popular YouTube videos about Discord are of people catching Preds.
Turn the mic off. Grr. Say hello. Why are you hitting on a 14-year-old girl?
And sometimes these Preds don't work alone. What if I told you that there was once a paradise for Preds on Discord? A place for them to find victims and almost instantly fulfill their selfish fantasies. Let me tell you about Van's Kingdom. In June of this year, a YouTuber by the name of Jessica posted a video exposing a Discord server. The server was based on the owner's fantasy that he was a king who owned the girls in his kingdom.
What is this? A kingdom of a group of girls who all serve one king. I am a guy, and I'm looking for females to know.
The server had not safe for work chats and channels for sharing inappropriate pictures. Once you've joined the server, you have to be verified before you can interact with it. To do this, you have to send a picture of yourself to Van with a piece of paper that says #VanOwn. Van also states that while you don't have to show your face, you have to show enough to prove you're a female. If this isn't creepy enough, you only have to be 11 to join. What's even worse is that you have to introduce yourself with a template that Van created that makes you list inappropriate things about yourself. As Jessica scrolled through, she found many girls on the server were very young, and Van knew this. Pretending to be 14, Jessica found herself talking to Van directly. pregnancy. And despite him knowing her age, he demanded pictures of her in exchange for access to private channels. And one of these hidden channels was created for users to post selfies for Van. But only a few of the people in this channel were over the legal age. And this wasn't even a small server, it had over 200 members. I honestly don't know why anyone would want to join this server because it had no other purpose than to serve the king of this kingdom. Thankfully, 2 months ago, Van's kingdom was taken down and removed from Discord. No one knows what happened to Van, but let's be thankful the server is gone. Nora's cult. This is Elizabeth Bathory, the Blood Countess. During the 1600s, she was a leader of a cult that ended the lives of 600 women just for fun. She lured young girls to her castle with the promise of education, but what they really got was horrible. So what does this have to do with Discord? Well, what if I told you that there were people like this on Discord? Cults with dark intentions waiting to lure people in. Toby is a YouTuber who makes stunning artwork and storytime videos. But in April of 2020, Toby uploaded a video that was different from her normal content. It was a story of how she fell into a Discord cult. In 2018, Toby joined a Discord server run by someone named Nora. For a while, she enjoyed being on it, but something seemed off. Toby discovered that the server would have meetups a few times a year.
And what would end up happening is they would get an Airbnb and people would all pitch in to get the Airbnb and food, and they would all go stay there for a couple of days.
These meetups seemed innocent and fun on the surface, but when Toby asked if she could come to one, Nora made it clear that she couldn't join. So the question is why? There were 2 girls from the Discord that went to the meetup, but after the meetup ended, those 2 girls left the server. No goodbyes, no reason, no nothing. A week later, Toby posted a selfie of herself on the Discord. And after this selfie was posted, Nora spoke to Toby and asked her to go to the next meetup.
And the only reason why she asked me is because I had posted a picture and she thought that I was attractive enough to go.
Toby declined, and good thing she did, because when she realized what really happened on those trips, it turned her stomach. During these Airbnb meetups, girls who went would be pressured into drinking large amounts of alcohol and sometimes even taking other substances. And when they were completely helpless, Nora would watch as her friends took advantage of them. She would count the money these girls had given her for the trip and enjoy watching things play out too, just as Elizabeth Bathory did over 400 years ago. And after finding out about this, Toby fought to take the server down and stop Nora's operation, and she succeeded. Nora vanished and the server was shut down. Just imagine how many more servers there are just like this one that haven't been brought to light. The end of an e-girl.
In July 2019, the social media platform Discord was buzzing about a photo that appeared to show a dead young woman.
I'm sure you heard this story before, but it doesn't make it any less tragic. In 2019, Bianca Devins, a 17-year-old high school graduate, met a boy named Andrew Clark online. He seemed like an average guy and they both wanted to get to know each other, but it turns out he's an incel. Bianca and Andrew decided to go to a concert together, but during the concert, Andrew saw Bianca kissing another man. Andrew couldn't handle seeing that, so after the concert, he ended Bianca's life. What makes this worse is that he posted videos and pictures of the attack on Discord.
I just kept screaming, it's not her. It's not her. It's not my baby.
These pictures continue to haunt Bianca's family and friends to this day. But it wasn't just pictures that were on Discord. Her last words were too. According to an article by Rolling Stones magazine, Bianca messaged a friend on Discord while she was with Andrew. The message was about how angry Andrew was after Bianca held hands with and kissed another man. That message was sent at 5:47 a.m. and not even 1 hour after the incident, Andrew would post pictures of Bianca lifeless on Discord with the caption, "Sorry, looks like you're gonna have to find someone else to orbit." Bianca had so much to look forward to. She was a talented artist and was about to start studying psychology in college. I just wish her friends and family well, and I hope she can rest in peace. CP. This is one of the worst problems Discord has. These disgusting images are even being traded on Discord. We've seen it happen in Van's kingdom, but the problem is so much bigger than just that. These people are all over Discord just waiting to find you. Earlier this year, 2 friends were playing Modern Warfare 2, a game that was released way back in 2009, so finding people to play with was hard. The 2 friends turned to Discord and found a server of people who still played the game. Eventually, they found people to play with, but the fun didn't last long. long. The two friends realized that the people they were playing with were using cheats, so they called these people out. And of course, they argued. It pretty much went as you would expect. The cheaters hurled insults at the two friends, but what they did next was horrifying. The cheaters sent a video that showed a young boy doing things that no child should ever do. This wasn't in a private group chat. This was a public server with other people in it, but these guys didn't care. This shows just how easy it is for sick people like them to find and share disgusting photos on Discord. So since this story was posted, the server was taken down. But there are hundreds of servers just like them that we just don't know about. Hypnotist Sappho. Furry fandom is a subculture interested in animal characters with human attributes. And the war between furries and anti-furries is real. There are so many videos of people raiding furry Discord servers and countless arguments tweeted between furries and anti-furries. But there was someone so twisted that both sides united to fight against her. This is a story of Hypnotist Sappho, a self-proclaimed hypnotherapist. A hypnotherapist is a trained professional that uses hypnosis to reprogram your thinking. Sappho was also a content creator who posted VR chat roleplays. These roleplays would show her performing hypnotism on other furries. These videos had a very suggestive nature to them, but Sappho promised that it was never anything more than simple roleplay. This was a lie. One user who was involved in these therapy sessions claimed that Sappho said a few times that her therapy sessions have gone into inappropriate situations, and things got worse because she created a Discord server. The server was intended as a place to meet fellow furries and connect with each other. But as time went on, Sappho slowly revealed her true self. She posted pictures of animal-shaped adult toys.
Dog-shaped.
She even created an artwork channel made specifically for inappropriate pictures of animals. It became clear what Sappho really was, a zoophile. So what is a zoophile? Well, lucky for you, Sappho made a video about it.
I do not have a thing for humans. I am more attracted to dogs like German Shepherds.
I mean, I don't have to tell you how wrong this is. The things Sappho is defending are literally illegal around the world. But these people still exist. There's even a podcast dedicated to this stuff and even giving tips on how to commit these acts. And Sappho wasn't just revealing herself, she was recruiting others. But some fought back. People came forward talking about their experiences with Sappho, how she had manipulated them into believing her sick ideas and influenced them to act upon them. Sappho had trapped so many kids into her fan base, and she was also grooming them. Just listen to what she has to say about children.
Child still does not have the mental capacity to go through with safely.
Okay, so that very last part I disagree with.
She is crazy. Eventually, all of Sappho's social media accounts were taken down, including her Discord. But this still wasn't the end of her story. Sappho created a website. The website was an obituary written by Sappho herself about herself. She called herself a symbol for zoos and maps. And I'm not even gonna begin to explain what that means. Later, she created various YouTube community posts updating her audience on her situation. She claimed that she was being enrolled into long-time psychiatric care for her delusions. If any of this is true or not, no one can know for sure, but I don't doubt it. In the final post she's made as of writing this video, she says that she's finally gonna stay off social media, but it's the last part that scares me. In the final line, she jokes about a thumbnail on a video about her and still signs her name as Mama Sappho. And after all she's done, she still doesn't think she's wrong. Discord is filled with messed up people, but it's also a place where you can grow lifelong friendships. But the internet is written in pen, not pencil. Read that again. So be careful what you post because you never know who's gonna see it. Visual venture. Wait, before you go, click here to watch my documentary on the disturbing truth about Discord. Because our goal is 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2022, so the algorithm needs to know that you guys watch all of my videos. I love you all. Peace. If you want to be scared, you don't need a horror movie. Just head over to Reddit, where real people have shared their creepiest real-life experiences. Today, we'll look at creepy Reddit stories that actually happened, starting from the least to the most disturbing. So my goal this year is to give you guys double the amount of videos without sacrificing quality. And in order for me to do that, we got to keep Visual Venture growing. 75% of you guys aren't subscribed, and it would mean the world to me if you did, and I promise to give you more fire content. The creepy gym teacher. We've all had that one teacher we didn't really like, but Reddit user ButcherYourFace2000 shared a story about a gym teacher so bad he might just be the worst one ever. His name was Mr. Lyons. Mr. Lyons didn't seem like someone who would cause trouble. He was in his mid-50s, always smiling and popular with the staff. Other teachers thought he was a passionate teacher who wanted to see kids reach their potential. Then out of nowhere, he came up with a strange idea. He wanted to add yoga lessons to his morning gym classes. However, it didn't make much sense. Why yoga? But Mr. Lyons gave this big speech about how yoga improves focus and flexibility. He made it sound so great that the school agreed to give it a try. Little did they know, Mr. Lyons had an evil reason for bringing yoga into the gym. Mr. Lyons wasted no time starting yoga sessions. But soon, things got weird. Mr. Lyons began playing favorites, especially with the female students. He spent most of his time helping the girls with their poses while ignoring the boys completely. Then there were the yoga poses he picked. Mr. Lyons always made the class do certain poses, but his favorite was the downward dog. If you've seen it, let's just say it's not exactly something a group of 6th graders should be doing in front of a grown man. But somehow things got even weirder. A few weeks in, Mr. Lyons convinced the school to let the girls wear skirts to gym class while the boys stuck with shorts. And then came the strangest part. Mr. Lyons planned a trip to the beach for swimming lessons. At the beach, he kept going in and out of the changing rooms. No one knew what he was up to. Even with all this odd behavior, no one said anything. Mr. Lyons was an experienced teacher with a spotless reputation, so no one suspected anything bad going on. And then in just one day, all Mr. Lyons' secrets were exposed. In 2016, Mr. Lyons made the news, but not for a good reason. Mr. Lyons was accused of secretly filming students while they changed. To do it, he allegedly used a hidden camera on a pen. At first, people didn't believe it. How could someone like Mr. Lyons do something so awful? But then he confessed, and his confession revealed even more disturbing secrets. The yoga lessons weren't about helping his students. Mr. Lyons kept the hidden camera pen in his pocket, recording the students while pretending to help them with their poses. He was doing the same at the beach, but Mr. Lyons wasn't keeping the videos for himself. He was selling the footage on the dark web to make money. This was absolutely insane. Eventually, the police caught on to what he was doing. They arrested Mr. Lyons and put an end to his crimes. While the exact court verdict is unclear, one thing is certain: Mr. Lyons didn't get away with it. This next experience can't be explained logically, and that's what makes it creepy. The dream that came true. Some people believe that dreams can predict the future. This one Reddit user explained how a dream predicted when her dad would pass away. Let's call the person who posted this story Julia. When Julia was 16, she went to bed like any other night. But what happened was anything but ordinary. In the dream, a shadowy figure appeared in her bedroom doorway. It was tall and dark with no face and no eyes. Just a spooky, dark figure standing there. Then it spoke. It said, "Your dad will die when you're 22. That was it. Then she woke up. Julia woke up in a panic. The next morning, she told her family about the dream. The part that really got to her was the prediction. Your dad will die when you're 22. Her dad tried to calm her down. His exact words were, "Don't worry about it. Now that you've told me, there's no way it'll happen." He promised to be extra careful, but some promises are impossible to keep. When Julia turned 22, her father passed away in a tragic accident, just like the shadowy figure predicted. She didn't share the details of the accident on Reddit, but she said their final words to each other were "I love you," just 3 hours before he passed away. This next case also feels supernatural, but with a shocking twist. I'm not alone. This Reddit story is about a woman who had a terrifying experience inside her own home. We'll call her Marianne. Marianne lived a quiet life. Even though she lived by herself, she never felt unsafe. But then, strange things started happening around her house, things she couldn't explain. At first, it was little stuff. Her groceries didn't last long as usual. Marianne thought maybe she was eating more than she realized, or she was just forgetful. But then it kept happening. Eventually, Marianne was certain food was disappearing from her fridge. But it wasn't just just the food. Extra dishes started showing up in the dishwasher, dishes Marianne swore she never used. However, before she could solve the mystery of the dirty dishes, something else happened. Wet towels started appearing in her laundry hamper, even on the days she didn't shower. By now, Marianne was officially creeped out. She lived alone, so none of this made sense. But the final straw, the thing that made her truly scared, was the noise. Marianne started hearing thumping sounds coming from the attic. Was it the wind? Was it an animal? Were boxes shifting around? Marianne was terrified, but she also knew she couldn't just ignore it. If someone was in her attic, she needed to know. One day, she grabbed a flashlight, braced herself for the worst, and entered the attic. As soon as Marianne stepped into the attic, she knew what was going on. Someone was living in her attic. She found a small radio, hot plate, sleeping bag, pillow, and a lot of food wrappers. But whoever it was, they weren't there at the time. Marianne called the police immediately. She told them everything about the missing food, the extra dishes, the wet towels, and now the person living in the attic. The police took her seriously. They figured the intruder wasn't using the front door and was probably climbing in and out through the attic window. They decided to stake out the house, waiting for the person to come back. It didn't take long. The same day, they spotted a man climbing a tree, trying to get into the attic window. The cops grabbed them before he could escape. When the police questioned him, the man admitted everything. Apparently, this was his daily routine. He would wait for her to go to work, then go downstairs and help himself to food and amenities. When Marianne got home, he would either retreat to the attic or slip out of the house. It was a perfect routine until he got caught. The mystery was solved, but the story wasn't over yet. After seeing the man in person, Marianne felt a wave of compassion. The guy was actually really respectful, just down on his luck. Instead of pressing charges, Marianne decided to help. She let him move in, helped him get a job, and he lived in the attic until he got back on his feet. Most people wouldn't do what Marianne did, but her kindness turned a creepy story into something heartwarming. But this next story didn't have a happy ending. If anything, it left people scared to fall asleep at night. The scream. Around 2022, a question went viral on Reddit. It asked, "Night owls, what's the creepiest thing you heard at night?" One reply stood out from the rest. Let's call the guy in this story Ryan. One night, Ryan was home alone with his dog. He got into bed and started to fall asleep when a strange noise woke him up. Someone was screaming in the distance. It wasn't loud at first, so he brushed it off. There were a lot of kids in the neighborhood, so he figured it probably was just them playing. But 10 minutes later, the screaming came again. This time it was louder. Another 10 minutes passed, and there it was again, getting closer now. His dog started growling in the distance of the sound. Although the doors were locked, Ryan felt unsafe in his own home. Something was wrong. He could feel it. The next time the screaming came, it was deafening, like it was right outside his window. His dog went wild, barking and scratching at the glass. Ryan was so terrified that he hid under his blankets. When the screaming finally stopped, Ryan forced himself to look out of the window, but there was no one there. His front yard was empty and silent, but the silence didn't last. Out of nowhere, several police cars pulled into the neighborhood. Officers jumped out and started searching the area with flashlights. Ryan didn't know what they were looking for, but it was clear this wasn't just a random patrol. Something serious was happening. Ryan felt a little safer with the cops nearby, but he couldn't relax. He had to know what was going on. The next day, Ryan asked his neighbors if they knew what happened, but their response made his jaw drop. Apparently, a mentally unstable patient escaped from a nearby psych ward. The patient ran through the neighborhood, screaming at the top of their lungs. Even worse, the patient was armed with a knife. But Ryan had another question. Why did he hear screams right outside his bedroom window? Well, it was because the escaped patient ran past Ryan's bedroom and then crawled under his front porch steps, still holding the knife. If Ryan stepped outside, maybe to check on the noise or investigate what was happening, he would have come face to face with the armed patient. Thankfully, the police arrived and caught the patient before anyone got hurt. But the thought of how close he came to danger still haunts Ryan to this day. This next story happened back in the 1990s, and the guy involved was so shaken, he never told the story until now. The worst date ever. In October 2020, a post went viral on the True Scary Stories subreddit. The title was only 7 words, but it grabbed everyone's attention. It read, "I went to a serial killer's lair." Let's call the guy in this story Joe. Back in the 1990s, Joe spent a lot of time in online chat rooms. He used the chat rooms as a dating app, trying to meet new people he could date. Eventually, Joe started chatting with someone named Slim Guy 65. Their conversations were on the public board, not in private messages, so everyone could see see they were chatting. Slim Guy 65 seemed like a great guy, funny, interesting, and kind. Joe started to like him, but then out of nowhere, Joe got an email warning him about Slim Guy 65. The message read, "My friend met this Slim Guy 65 person from this message board and the guy really hurt him. I don't want this to happen to anyone else. My friend tried to tell the police, but they wouldn't do anything. I see you were talking to Slim Guy 65, so just be careful and stay away from him." Joe was spooked. He replied to the email asking for more details, but he never heard back. Weeks later, Slim Guy 65 messaged Joe again, asking to hang out in person. The warning was still on his mind, but curiosity got the better of him. Joe agreed to meet up. It was daytime after all. What could go wrong? Slim Guy 65 invited Joe to come over to his house. When Joe got to the door, he was greeted by a slim, soft-spoken man in his 40s. This was Slim Guy 65. He didn't look threatening at all. As soon as Joe stepped inside the apartment, he realized something was off. The house was abnormally empty with almost no furniture. The floors were spotless, like no one actually lived there. Slim Guy 65 quickly explained the situation. He said it wasn't actually his house. He was just taking care of it for someone else. The explanation was supposed to help Joe relax, but what Slim Guy 65 did next made Joe even more nervous. Slim Guy 65 walked over to the door and locked it, but not just any lock, a deadbolt. Joe tried to keep calm, but he couldn't ignore what just happened. He asked, "Why did you lock the door like that?" The question made Slim Guy 65 uneasy. He claimed he didn't just want anyone to walk in and interrupt them. Joe stayed calm, but was on high alert. Joe convinced Slim Guy 65 to unlock the door and leave the keys on the counter. At this point, the tension in the room was suffocating. To lighten the mood, Slim Guy 65 offered Joe a tour of the house. But as they walked through, things only got weirder. The kitchen didn't have a dining table. Instead, there was a long steel table like the kind you see in a morgue. Once again, Slim Guy 65 had an explanation. He said this used to be a doctor's office. The rooms were dark, the windows were shut, and nearly every door had a keyed deadbolt. By the time they reached the bedroom, Joe had seen enough. He looked Slim Guy 65 in the eye and asked, "What is it that you want to do here?" Slim Guy 65 panicked and his words were all jumbled. But Joe just wanted to get out. He turned around and walked out of the house as fast as possible. As Joe drove away, he wondered, was that guy some kind of killer? He considered going to the police, but what could he say? "I went to a creepy guy's house and he had weird furniture?" That wasn't enough to make a report. Joe never talked about what happened, but he never forgot it either. Then in the early 2000s, a news story brought it all rushing back. The news said several men from Joe's area had gone missing. One of them was found murdered. Joe's heart sank. He realized all the missing men were also looking for dates with other men. He started to wonder if they ended up in Slim Guy 65's home. Did he lure them in only to take their lives? Was he a serial killer? Joe will probably never know the truth, but the questions still haunt him. This next creepy experience happened somewhere we've all been, the mall. The killer clown. According to research, 1 in 10 adults have a fear of clowns. After hearing the story, you might develop a fear of clowns too. The story was shared on Reddit about 3 years ago by a user named FlatApp28. Since we don't know his real name, let's call him Owen. When Owen was 16, he loved hanging out at the mall. He could spend hours wandering around. One day, he was at the mall as usual when he realized the mall was about to close. Before leaving, he decided to use the bathroom. He went into a stall, sat down, and started taking care of business. That's when he heard it. The bathroom door creaked open. Then he heard footsteps. At first, Owen thought it was just someone else coming to use the restroom, but the footsteps sounded like they were heading toward Owen's stall. He listened quietly as the footsteps got closer and closer. Now he was getting nervous. Glancing down, Owen saw a pair of gigantic red clown shoes sticking through the bottom of the bathroom stall. His heart pounded. Why would someone be standing so close to his stall? And why were they wearing clown shoes? Minutes passed like hours. Finally, the clown shoes backed away from the stall door. Owen figured it was now safe to open the door, so he did. And that's when he saw him. Standing right outside the stall was a man in a full clown costume. The clown stood there silently, not moving, not saying anything, just staring with a fake smile printed on his face. Owen froze, unable to do anything but stare back. Then instinct took over. He ran past the clown and out of the bathroom. He didn't even bother to wash his hands. Owen kept running until he reached his car. Only then then did he finally catch his breath. He didn't understand what just happened, but he knew it was creepy. A week later, Owen was scrolling through the news blog when he stumbled upon a disturbing article. It said they were upping security at the mall. The reason for it made Owen's heart race. According to the article, a man was attacked and murdered right outside the mall. The attacker was someone wearing a clown outfit. Owen was sure it was the same crazy clown he met in the restroom. That's when he realized just how lucky he was to get away unharmed. This next creepy experience was also a matter of life and death, but for a very different reason. She poisoned me. The story is about a boy named Ethan who says a witch tried to kill him when he was 6. Here's how it happened. When Ethan was 6, he lived with his parents in a rundown apartment complex. The neighbors got along. Then Mrs. Fitch moved in next door and the trouble started right away. For some reason, Mrs. Fitch clearly didn't like Ethan, and Ethan didn't like her either. He said he felt an evil presence around her. Every weekend when Ethan rode his bike with the other kids, Mrs. Fitch would stand in her doorway glaring at him. She would mutter things under her breath like she was insulting him. No matter where Ethan went, she always seemed to be nearby watching. Then strange stuff started happening. Now, I can't verify this, but according to Ethan's story, at night Ethan's rocking horse would move on its own. Dolls around the house would open and close their eyes. There were strange knocking sounds coming from inside the walls. Ethan couldn't shake the feeling that Mrs. Fitch was behind these creepy experiences. One evening, Ethan and his mom got locked out of their apartment. His mom knocked on Mrs. Fitch's door to ask if she could borrow her phone to call for a spare key. But when they stepped inside Mrs. Fitch's apartment, they were creeped out by what they saw. Mrs. Fitch's walls were covered with multiple upside-down crosses and strange-looking masks with horns. Shelves were crammed with bottles of strange powders, and lit candles were scattered everywhere. It seemed like Mrs. Fitch was practicing dark magic. Ethan's mom quickly made the call, and they got out as fast as they could. A few days later, things went from weird to deadly. One day, Mrs. Fitch suddenly offered Ethan some candy. While it was a woman who disliked him suddenly being nice to him. It didn't feel right, so Ethan refused the candy. Later that same day, a little girl at the playground handed Ethan a piece of candy. Not thinking much of it, he ate it. Within an hour, Ethan started to feel sick. He broke out in a high fever, his skin turned pale, and he was drenched in cold sweat. His parents rushed him to the hospital, but the doctors couldn't figure out what was wrong. Ethan's family was confused and desperate, so they decided to try something different. They called a priest, gathered in a circle, and started praying over Ethan. They also gave Ethan some holy oil to drink while they prayed. What happened next was straight out of a horror movie. Ethan threw up thick black sludge. It was disgusting. Almost instantly, Ethan got better. His fever disappeared and he could breathe again. After this horrifying experience, the family came to one conclusion. Ethan was poisoned by whatever was in that candy. When the family asked around, they discovered that the girl who gave Ethan the candy was Mrs. Fitch's granddaughter. The candy she gave Ethan was from Mrs. Fitch. Not long after, Mrs. Fitch moved out. The family never saw her again. To this day, no one knows what was in that candy. Supernatural or not, I'll let you decide. The Stalker. How do stalkers choose their targets? In 2024, a Reddit user explained how she made one small mistake that led to a stalker hounding her for years. Let's call the girl in this story Kimberly. When she was just 13, she went to a summer camp. One of the camp activities involved practicing how to talk to strangers. The kids were sent into a nearby town to ask people questions for a survey. It sounded harmless, but for Kimberly, it was the start of a nightmare. After interviewing a few people, Kimberly and her friend Anne approached an older man. He was friendly, too friendly. He didn't just answer their questions. He started asking them personal ones too. He wanted to know their names, where they were from, their hobbies, and other details. The girls, thinking nothing of it, answered honestly. To them, he was just a friendly stranger. But a few days later, something strange happened. Both Kimberly and Anne noticed their Instagram notifications were blowing up. Someone named Ed Patsis liked a bunch of their posts and left creepy comments calling them hot and sexy. At first, they ignored him, hoping he would go away, but he didn't. Instead, he started sending inappropriate pictures of himself. Terrified, Kimberly and Anne blocked him immediately. Not long after, the mysterious Ed Patsis account was permanently deleted. The girls thought they were in the clear, but they were wrong. Their nightmare was just beginning. When summer ended, the girls went back to school. That's when Ed Patsis reappeared, this time on Facebook. He sent Kimberly and Anne friend requests and left more creepy comments on their photos. They blocked him immediately. That That's when the fear set in. Who was Ed Patsis and why was he obsessing over them? The girls told their parents, who contacted the police. But the police weren't much help. They just told Kimberly and Ann to quit social media if they wanted the harassment to stop. For the next 2 years, Ed kept coming back. He created new accounts over and over, spamming the girls with messages and comments. The girls blocked every account, but Ed Patsis always found a way back. There was even a point when the girls noticed a white truck following them around. They saw the same truck near their school and even at the park. One afternoon, when Kimberly was visiting her mom at work, the same white truck pulled in. This time, Kimberly got a good look at the driver and her heart sank. It was the old man they interviewed at summer camp. He was their stalker. Eventually, 4 years passed since the stalking began. Now, Kimberly was 17. One day in 2023, Kimberly was driving through town when Ed Patsis' white truck showed up behind her. This time, it didn't just follow, it chased her. Ed honked, flashed his lights, and stayed on her tail no matter how fast she drove. Kimberly sped through red lights and made sharp turns, desperate to lose him. After 25 terrifying minutes, she finally got away. Shaking, she called Ann to tell her what happened. When Ann answered, she was crying. Ann said that same day, a red car followed her and tried to force her off the road. She barely escaped. The girls believed whoever was in the red truck was Ed Patsis' accomplice. Now, Kimberly and Ann were on high alert, waiting for the next time Ed or his accomplice would show up. But then, something happened that made them realize their stalker would never return. Kimberly saw a news report about an attempted kidnapping in a nearby town. The suspects were two men, one in a white truck, the other in a red car. It seemed Kimberly and Ann weren't the only ones Ed Patsis was stalking. The good news was that these suspects were arrested. Kimberly shared her story on Reddit, ending with these words: "It took years to get rid of them, but now we don't have to worry about the men anymore." These stories weren't just creepy. There's a good chance that most of them actually happened. It's a reminder that the world can be a dangerous place. So if you get a weird feeling about a stranger, don't ignore it. It might just save your life. Visual Venture. If you guys like this video, make sure you guys watch my video on the most disturbing mysteries solved using Google Maps. It would show YouTube that our channel is worth watching, and in turn, I can push out more videos for you. Love you guys. Peace.
This very photo would lead to the death of this young rapper, because in the photo you will see almost the entire Airbnb address.
His family believes someone targeted Quanah Bunkley because of a social media post he made about the amount of cash he was carrying.
I wanna sincerely apologize, bro.
Yo, look, that's all it was. That's all it is, bro.
Nah.
I ain't gonna front. Look.
Yeah, I'm actually scared.
The information we got is that he allegedly had commented on a post on Facebook, and thereafter he was targeted.
We all use social media, but sometimes the wrong post at the wrong time can turn social media into a death sentence. Today, we'll explore dumb posts that made people targets for hitmen, starting from the least to the most disturbing. So my goal this year is to give you guys double the amount of videos without sacrificing quality, and to do that, we gotta keep growing. It would mean the world to me if you followed me right now on this app, and I will do my very best to make the best videos I possibly can for you. I'm Visual Venture. You are awesome. The King of Mexico. Fofo Marquez was famous for being the most spoiled rich kid in Mexico. He had more than 1 million followers on TikTok, and almost all of his posts showed him driving cars, partying with models, and spending like crazy. He even owned a pet lion just because he could.
Día de hoy vamos a sacar a pasear al león tequila en los autos exóticos. Y después lo llevaremos de paseo al antro.
But Fofo didn't earn any of the money he was flaunting. His dad owned dozens of gas stations across Mexico, and all that inherited money went straight to Fofo's head. Fofo was so arrogant that he once declared, "I'm God, no one can compare to me. There is no human being more perfect than me." Then on July 7th, 2020, Fofo made the dumbest post of his life, and he realized he wasn't the most powerful person around. That day, Fofo drove into a city called Guadalajara. Guadalajara is the stronghold of the CJNG cartel, one of Mexico's most powerful crime groups. But Fofo didn't care about any of that. He was there to flex. He brought a convoy of luxury cars and headed to the busiest bridge in the city. Then they parked in the middle of the bridge, blocking every single lane. Traffic stopped for miles. Drivers were honking and screaming. Fofo filmed the chaos with a smile on his face. Then he danced in the middle of the bridge.
Nos vamos cerrando para nosotros. Lo que quiero demostrar lo que puede hacer el dinero y el poder.
Then he called himself the King of Mexico.
La gente literal está molesta, está un poco molesta. Pero pues bueno, deben de entender que llegó el rey de México aquí. No es prepotencia, no es prepotencia.
Fofo's video went viral, but it wasn't just ordinary Mexicans who saw it. The CJNG cartel did too. To them, Fofo was disrespecting their territory, so they posted a public warning on Facebook. To you, Fofo, we will only tell you to be careful because we will not let you come to Guadalajara believing that you can do whatever you want. Here in Jalisco, Mr. Mencho rules. If we see you again in Guadalajara, we will pick you up and then, yes, all your money that you have will not help you. When they said pick you up, they didn't mean a friendly ride, they meant kidnapping. Mexico's most feared cartel just put Fofo on their hit list. Fofo's life flipped overnight. He went from dancing on a bridge to begging for forgiveness.
Le quiero pedir una disculpa pública al gobierno y a la demás gente que por ahí vi que mandaron mensajes. No se ofendan, yo lo hice a manera de contenido.
But the cartel wasn't known for its compassion, so Fofo had to live like a target. His family hired 30 bodyguards to protect him. Meanwhile, the mayor made Fofo do community service. He had to clean the same bridge he shut down. Fofo smiled for the cameras, but it was obvious that he was scared. Fofo never got kidnapped by the cartel, but a few years later, he ended up getting arrested for a very serious road rage in 2024. And for his actions, he was sentenced to 17 years and 6 months in jail. This next case involves a group that poked its nose into a cartel war. The song that threatened the cartel. Fuerza Regida is a Mexican-American band with a controversial reputation, mainly because they glorify drug lords in their music. In May 2023, they had another song praising cartel life. It was titled TQM, and they had a plan to make it go viral. First, they posted a short clip of the song on TikTok. It blew up. Over 100,000 users made videos with it. Then they posted a phone number online. Fans who called that number heard another piece of the song.
He leaked his number, so let me give it a try.
Their social media campaign hyped up the song. So when the full song dropped, it got 6 million views in a single day. Today it has 191 million views on YouTube. But once Mexicans heard the full song, they realized the band was asking for trouble because the song praised El Chapo, a cartel boss, and the rival cartel took it as a declaration of war. In Mexico, drug cartels are at war with one another. At the top are two major players. There's the Sinaloa cartel, which are El Chapo's people, and their biggest rival is the CJNG group, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. They attack each other's members and they fight over territory.
The rise of these cartels has had devastating effects on both Mexico and the United States. In Mexico, drug cartel violence has escalated to unimaginable levels, with over 400,000 people.
Right in the middle of that cartel war, Fuerza Regida released TQM. The lyrics, when translated, said, "When I'm in the BMW, I'm distributing merchandise for JGL, always smelling fresh. They want me making money under the orders of Mr. Ivan." There's no mystery. JGL stood for Joaquin Guzman, better known as El Chapo. Mr. Ivan was his son. Fans caught on fast and started pointing it out in the comments. In summary, the song was bragging about working for the Sinaloa cartel, and to the CJNG, that meant the band picked a side in the cartel war. The band was set to perform in Tijuana on October 6th, 2023. They even released a poster to promote the show. But 4 days before the show, something chilling happened. A banner was found hanging from a bridge in the city. It was a death threat. The message read, "We are going to mess you up on October 6th in TJ. It will be the last performance of your life. CJNG. Perform and we will kill you." Fuerza Regida did not want to do it the easy way. Signed by CJNG. The warning made headline news. Fans held their breath, waiting to see what the band would do. They got their answer the very next day. On October 3rd, Fuerza Regida announced on Instagram the concert was cancelled. Fans were disappointed, but they understood. The CJNG threat wasn't a bluff. In cartel territory, a viral TikTok song can cost you your life. Next is a story of a kid who trolled the wrong person. The dangerous dance. Neon built his career by stirring up trouble. He faked having COVID, he insulted people on live stream. He even threatened to confront the US president, and when Neon felt he was getting enough attention, he faked his death.
Did you fake your death?
I was like 14, I was falling off, I was like, what do I do? But that shows how stupid I was, because how am I supposed to come back after I'm dead?
For Neon, nothing was off limits as long as it got views. Then Neon made one post, and suddenly real gangsters were on his trail. In August 2023, Neon filmed himself doing the Naughty Bop, but that dance had a violent origin. The Naughty Bop was created to mock how a boy named Naughty Osama lost his life. Naughty was unalived in a New York subway during a gang fight. The dance even mimicked the motion of the attack.
It's called a Naughty Bop, and you punch your hips like you're stabbing a person.
Neon knew what that dance meant, but he filmed himself doing it anyway. He even filmed himself teaching others how to do the dance.
Hand right here, like this, like this. This.
Neon's followers knew the dance could get him in serious trouble, and it looked like they wanted that to happen because they kept tagging one person in every video. Didi Osama, the victim's older brother, the one person who would never think that dance was funny. Didi Osama wasn't someone to mess with. He was part of Sugar Hill OY, one of the most feared street crews in New York. To him, the Naughty Bop was a direct insult to his family. When people first tagged Didi in Neon's videos, he tried to ignore Neon. He tweeted, "He's a dork. I'm not even about to respond to him. Never heard of him." But Neon kept doing the dance, and Didi kept seeing his brother get mocked. In December 2023, Didi finally decided to take action. One day, Neon was live streaming when Didi Osama showed up, and he came with his crew. Didi confronted Neon right on camera. Viewers saw it happen in real time.
Like, he's my dad, little brother, my heart. Like, I got my son in the back of my chain, my heart.
Nah,
You understand that?
I shouldn't have played about that.
Neon looked terrified. He kept on apologizing.
I wanna sincerely apologize, bro. Nah.
I ain't gonna front. Look.
Yeah, I'm actually scared. I know what you're gonna say, and I want to sincerely apologize.
Didi never touched him, but the warning couldn't have been clearer. That should have been the end of the drama, but somehow it wasn't. Even after that face-to-face warning, Neon made more videos doing the Naughty Bop. Obviously, when Didi saw the new videos, he was furious. Neon became a hunted man. There were times Neon had to run because he heard Didi was nearby.
Oh my God, they're coming! They're coming to see me!
By March 2024, Neon finally gave in. He met up with Didi one last time and paid him $50,000 to squash the beef. What started as just content almost turned into real street revenge. The hitman in this next story was the victim's own friend. The evil friend. In September 2023, Quanah Bunkley got good news. A settlement check from an old injury arrived in the mail. The amount was $7,000. He had no idea that that money would soon ruin his life. Quanah was just 20. He worked at a steel factory, so a free $7,000 felt like hitting the jackpot. As soon as he cashed the check, he showed off the money on Instagram. He wasn't there to flaunt the cash online, but the danger wasn't in the post, it was in who saw it. The same day Quanah posted the video, he was out driving with his girlfriend. They were in her car when they saw someone walking, a guy named Corey James. Corey and Quanah were friends, so Quanah offered him a ride. Quanah didn't realize that Corey saw the Instagram post, the one flaunting the $7,000. And at that moment, Corey started having dark thoughts.
Corey would allegedly see this post and then will begin coming up with a plan to relieve Mr. Bunkley of his money as soon as possible.
Corey hopped into the car with Quanah and his girlfriend. After a few minutes, Corey pulled out a weapon. He aimed it at Quanah and demanded the money from the post, but Quanah refused. They started arguing and Corey pulled the trigger. Then Corey escaped. Quanah's girlfriend, who was also in the car, called 911, but paramedics couldn't save him. Quanah passed away. 4 days later, Corey James was arrested.
Corey Allen James was arrested this afternoon by the Harris County Sheriff's Office Violent Person Task Force. He is accused of robbing and fatally shooting Quanah Bunkley, someone he knew.
When reports spoke to Quanah's mother, she confirmed what many already suspected.
20-year-old man shot and killed in North Harris County. His family believes someone targeted Quanah Bunkley because of a social media post he made about the amount of cash he was carrying.
Quanah didn't know his friend could be that dangerous, but the woman in this next story knew she was hanging out with deadly people. The post that ended her life. In April 2024, Landy Paraga attended a friend's wedding, but after the ceremony, she stopped at a local restaurant to eat. Before eating, she snapped a picture of the meal. Then she posted it online. In the corner of the picture, you could see the restaurant's logo. That logo revealed the name of the place, and with the name came the location. Landy had over 170,000 followers. Now, they all knew exactly where she was. What Landy didn't realize was that someone who wanted to harm her was waiting for that exact post. post. Landy had a target on her back because of something that happened the year before. She was secretly dating one of the biggest drug lords in Ecuador. His name was Leandro Noreno, also known as El Patron, which means the boss. Noreno was insanely wealthy. He gave Landy cars, apartments, and expensive gifts. But the fact that he was a criminal wasn't the biggest issue in their relationship. Noreno was also married.
So you've got someone who's linked with a cartel. They are in a relationship that appears to be extramarital, and so there's a lot of complications.
Although he was a powerful crime boss, Noreno was terrified of his wife discovering the affair. In a leaked text message, he warned his team, "If my wife comes across anything about her, I'm screwed. Her name cannot come out anywhere. Otherwise, my world will come crashing down." But the secret affair didn't last. In 2022, Noreno was arrested. When police raided his home, they found stacks of cash, gold bars, and designer watches. Later that year, Noreno's life was ended in a prison riot. Not long after, the media got hold of his secret affair with Landy. It became big news in Ecuador, but Landy refused to confirm or deny it. She was a successful model and ran her own business, so she was very active on social media. Even without admitting the affair, just being linked to a drug lord put Landy in danger. Maybe she didn't realize that. That brings us to April 28, 2024. Landy attended a friend's wedding somewhere in Ecuador. Landy posted photos from the wedding on social media. After the ceremony, Landy decided to grab lunch at a local restaurant. That's when she posted this photo of her meal on Instagram. The restaurant's logo was visible in the corner of the photo. She didn't tag the location. That one logo was enough. 20 minutes later, 2 suspicious men showed up at the restaurant.
Seconds later, Landy appears to notice someone standing in the door. She looks over, but quickly turns away.
Turning away was a mistake, because those men were there to end her life.
After that, authorities say 2 gunmen entered the restaurant and shot Landy 3 times.
The entire hit took less than a minute. The gunmen got away, and sadly, Landy didn't survive. Police launched an investigation right away. They concluded that Landy's post tipped off her killers to her whereabouts. Well, why was she targeted? There were 2 theories. Some believed Noreno's wife heard about the affair and wanted revenge. Others believed the cartel ordered the hit to keep Landy quiet, especially because the police knew that she dated the crime boss.
She was viewed as a risk, that she would give information up. Perhaps her public behavior might lead to concerns about their operational safety.
No arrests were made and the case went cold. Landy spent time around powerful criminals, but in the end, it was a simple photo of her lunch that ended her life. This next case is about a famous person who revealed a little too much online. The end of a star. In 2020, Pop Smoke was one of the biggest names in music. Then he made a series of social media posts, and those posts led straight to his demise. The first post came in February 2020. Pop Smoke flew to Los Angeles with his friend Mike. They rented a $2.5 million mansion in the Hollywood Hills. It was so luxurious, Pop couldn't resist showing it off. First, he posted a photo and tagged the location. Then, Mike posted a photo of him and Pop holding stacks of cash. Behind them, you could see part of the house's address. An hour later, Pop posted again. This time he flaunted his diamond watch, but the posts kept coming. That night, Pop shared another video. He was unboxing designer bags he just received.
Hold on. Wait. Michael Mary. Billie Jean. Good looks, Michael Mary.
But the bags had shipping labels on them, and if you paused the video and zoomed in, you could see the full address. 2033 Hercules Drive, Hollywood Hills. That's where Pop Smoke and his diamond watch and all his luxury items could be found. Pop's brand manager realized how dumb and dangerous that post was, so he called Pop and told him to delete it immediately. Pop took it down, but he wasn't fast enough. Some gangsters in LA were scrolling through social media. They saw the posts, the stacks of cash, the diamond watch, and designer bags, and now they knew exactly where Pop was staying, so they decided to strike. About 4 a.m., Pop sent his last tweet for the day. Then he got ready for bed. 20 minutes later, 5 gang members quietly broke into the mansion. They found Pop Smoke in the shower and demanded his jewelry. They were armed, but Pop tried to fight back, so one of them fired. The robbers grabbed what they could and escaped. Pop's friend was in another room in the mansion. When he came out and found Pop injured, he called 911. Unfortunately, Pop Smoke didn't make it. He was just 20 when he passed away. The robbers were eventually arrested, and the shooter was sentenced to 29 years in prison. Pop Smoke was a celebrity, but that made his posts even more dangerous. The hero next door. In early 2025, one TikTok account was exposing criminals and embarrassing powerful people. It was run by a Venezuelan man named Gabriel Sarmiento. Gabriel had no business fighting crime on TikTok. He wasn't a cop or a journalist, but he made it his mission to take down one of the country's most dangerous gangs, Tren de Aragua.
Tren de Aragua is a violent prison gang from Venezuela known for robberies, cold-blooded murders, trafficking.
They robbed homes, sold substances. They just made life terrible for many Venezuelans. Gabriel's parents were also victims of the gang. So when he grew up, he decided to fight back. That's why in 2025, he started the @Unleaks TikTok page. On TikTok, he named members of the Tren de Aragua. He showed their faces. He called them out for their crimes, but he didn't stop with the gang. He accused police officers and politicians of working with them.
Sarmiento had recently made bold accusations against powerful figures, including Interior Minister Diosdado Cabello and the governor of Aragua.
Gabriel took his fight beyond TikTok. He filed complaints with the public prosecutor and posted those documents online. With every post, Gabriel gained more followers. More than 140,000 people followed his page, but the people he exposed weren't happy. Within months, Gabriel started receiving threats. Some were from gang members, others came from the police. They warned him to stop, but Gabriel did the opposite. He posted the threats online too. It was bold, but maybe it wasn't smart, because his enemies were serious about silencing him. On June 22nd, 2025, Gabriel posted multiple videos. He called out the gang. He attacked the police. He criticized top politicians, the usual stuff. That night, he went live on TikTok from his home. In the middle of the live stream, Gabriel heard a noise. Someone was at the door trying to break into his house. He got up to check, but the live stream was still rolling. Then, viewers heard screams and loud bangs. Gabriel shouted he was shot. A few seconds later, two men walked right in front of the camera. Their faces were clearly visible in the live stream. Then the screen went black. Gabriel didn't make it. He was just 25. His demise became headline news as followers demanded justice and the police were forced to take action.
The murder prompted swift action from Venezuelan authorities. Attorney General Tarek William Saab announced an investigation.
Police eventually arrested several gang members for the crime. Gabriel tried to use TikTok to stand up to a gang, but it cost him his life. This next case is about a guy who was just asking for trouble. Be careful what you say. Juan Luis Lagunas Rosales got famous because of something he posted, but in the end, he became a target because of something he posted online. It all started in 2015. Lagunas was just 15 when his friends dared him to drink a full bottle of vodka. He did it, then he passed out on the spot, but the video of him went viral. Just like that, Lagunas became a social media star in Mexico. He leaned into the fame. He started calling himself El Pirata de Culiacan, which means the pirate of Culiacan, and he made more videos showing him drinking and partying, and Lagunas was only 16. Still, no one stopped him, and Lagunas didn't have family around to guide him.
He didn't know his father, and his mother abandoned him in his childhood. His grandmother raised him and tried to provide necessities as much as she could.
Sometimes he drank so much he threw up on camera, but the more reckless he got, the more followers he gained. By the time he was 17, he had over 700,000 followers on Facebook and 300,000 on Instagram. He was so popular, the brands paid him to show up at events. Bands also put him in their music videos. And then at the height of his fame, he finally got arrested in Tijuana for drinking before the legal age. But that didn't change him. After he got out, he kept doing reckless things. Then in late 2017, he made a post that crossed the line. He filmed himself insulting a ruthless crime boss. The CJNG cartel has been called the most powerful and violent cartel in Mexico today, and they're rich. Reports say CJNG assets are worth over $20 billion, and the head of this criminal empire is El Mencho. But when Lagunas got drunk in late 2017, he sent an offensive message straight to El Mencho. He said a phrase that was a huge insult. The video went viral. Millions saw it, and so did El Mencho. 3 weeks later, Rosales was still partying like nothing happened. Then he made the dumbest post of all.
On Monday, December 18th, 2017, he posted on social media telling his followers that would be at the bar called Menta 2 Cantaros in Zapopan in Jalisco, and that they should meet him there for some drinks.
At 11 p.m., 4 men walked into the bar where Lagunas was. They took his life. No one knows for sure if El Mencho ordered the hit, but police said they were investigating a possible link to the Lagunas videotaped insult toward El Mencho. Lagunas' story is the perfect example of how social media can make you famous and then destroy you. My friends, remember this: going viral is never worth your life. Visual Venture. Speaking of people posting anything for views and fame, there are people who take it even further than a post. Streamers take it live. Click here to watch streamers willing to do anything for views. Love you guys. Peace. Imagine getting subscribers, money, and success on YouTube only to throw it all away by doing something stupid. These are the dumbest ways YouTubers destroyed their careers. We'll start with ridiculous cases, but they just get dumber as we go along. My goal is to continue to bring you guys more high quality videos every week without sacrificing quality, and it would mean the world to me if you subscribe so that way the channel can keep growing. And I promise to do my very best for you guys. I'm Visual Venture and you are amazing. Onision. There are so many YouTube videos about Onision, and none of them are positive. The bitter fall of Onision, the decay of YouTube's worst predator. Onision, the deranged man who made a YouTube cult. From vanity to insanity, Onision's story. And the list goes on and on. Each title darker than the last. But these videos aren't just a smear campaign. Every step in Onision's downfall came from the choices he made himself. Onision joined YouTube in 2006. Back then, there wasn't much competition. If you stood out, you could go viral. That's exactly what happened to Onision. In 2009, he posted a video titled Banana Song. It was basically him jumping around screaming in a banana suit.
What, Greg? I'm a banana! You're a what? I'm a banana! What happened to your clothes? I'm a banana!
That goofy video did two things. It got millions of views, and it made Onision a YouTube star. From there, his channel became a mix of comedy skits, rants, and commentary videos. He passed 1 million subscribers. He had an audience, he had influence. But instead of protecting his success, Onision started making a series of horrible decisions. The first one involving something supernatural. In 2012, Onision published a disturbing book titled This Is Why I Hate You. The story followed a hateful young man's path to darkness. By the end, the main character snaps and takes the lives of innocent people. Most readers assumed it was pure fiction, but it wasn't. In the About section, it says Onision puts pieces of his own life in every book he writes. There is no book by Onision that does not have tremendous meaning to him. The characters, the environment, and events come from the heart, mind, and even at times, life of the author. In other words, the story of a hateful young man was a glimpse into Onision's mind, a sign that something was wrong. Soon after, he took things further. Onision announced the creation of his own religion.
Hello, today I want to share some religious ideas with y'all. And a lot of people are going to judge me for it. A lot of people are going to be mad at me for it. They're going to say I'm starting a cult. They're going to say I'm some kind of religious psychopath.
He named his new religion Siseska. Others had a different name for it. A cult. Siseska had all these vague beliefs about life, death, and the afterlife. Another called it Onision's way of boosting his ego by attempting to have a ton of fans agree with his every word under the guise of a religion. But the most interesting observation was this. It's pretty clear he planned to use Siseska to lure in women. And that's exactly what happened. Onision made videos preaching about Siseska, and he invited viewers to join. Soon he had a group of women who saw him as a leader. But behind the scenes, life with Onision was nothing like they expected. It was toxic. By 2015, some of those followers began to speak out, and their allegations were disturbing. One woman said he made her shave her head as punishment for lying. He also allegedly pressured her to get a tattoo that said, "I'm a liar." Another said he isolated her off from friends and manipulated her until she couldn't think straight. More women came forward. In the picture, it became clear. Siseska wasn't just a religion. It was a tool for Onision to control his followers. Drama channels and Reddit threads started discussing the situation. Onision was trending again, but now for the worst reasons. But instead of trying to repair his image, Onision escalated the fight. Onision made videos attacking the women who criticized him. He mocked them, called them liars, and refused to take responsibility. By 2019, the story was so big that investigative journalist Chris Hansen, the host of To Catch a Predator, got involved. Hansen began interviewing the women who accused Onision. They shared their stories in detail.
Good evening, everyone. Chris Hansen here. Welcome to Have a Seat with Chris Hansen as we continue our investigation into the YouTube streamer Onision.
In 2020, Hansen even went to Onision's house for his side of the story. But Onision called the cops, accusing Hansen of stalking.
Yes, they're knocking on my door.
Okay. And do you know if they have any weapons?
They have a bunch of camera people, like their YouTube they're YouTube stalkers.
By refusing to speak with Hansen, Onision made himself look even more guilty. When other reporters reached out, Onision demanded $10,000 for an interview. He wasn't helping his case. Then in early 2021, Discovery Plus released a documentary called Onision in Real Life. The documentary compiled years of allegations against Onision. That same year, YouTube delivered the final blow. In January 2021, they demonetized Onision's channel. Someone commented, Onision is now finally deplatformed on YouTube. This means that Onision can no longer make an income off YouTube and the people he hurt. The damage that Onision caused was rooted in control. That's how dangerous the internet can be when it's used to take advantage of people. But it's not only creators abusing power. Our own personal information is constantly being exploited too. So this actually happened to me. Some people found my private information online and threatened me with it. Because of that, I tried to remove my information from every shady website that had it, but there were just too many. So these data broker websites, basically, they sell your information to anyone who wants it. And what I can't wrap my head around is the fact that this is actually legal to do. But also, if you request to have your information taken down, they legally have to comply. That's where today's sponsor, Aura, can help. Aura scans through data broker websites to find out where your information is being sold. Within a few weeks, you'll notice less spam and people finally won't be able to search you up online. Aura also monitors the dark web and lets you know if your information is leaked there. And if someone tries to open a bank account in your name, they let you know right away. And in the worst case scenario, they give you up to $5 million in identity theft insurance. Aura also gives you a VPN, an antivirus, and password manager, which is very important to staying safe. Aura has helped me out a lot. If you guys want to give it a shot, click the link in the description or go to aura.com/VV to try 14 days for free. This would be enough time for Aura to find out if your private data is leaked. This next creator had a sharp tongue and no sense of limits, and she paid the price. Lieutenant Corbus. Lieutenant Corbus built a career on YouTube and then destroyed it before she even finished high school. Although she was just a kid, her downfall was so messy that the police got involved. Lieutenant Corbus, real name Sophia Totterman, launched her YouTube channel in 2015. She was only 11. She called it Lieutenant Corbus. Her early videos were all about gaming and internet commentary, but it wasn't the topics that made her stand out, it was her humor. She was sarcastic, edgy, and very opinionated. That surprised many people, especially because she was just a kid.
Have you ever sat at your computer staring at your sub count wishing that you were YouTube famous? Well, look no further, because in this video, I'll show you a few simple steps on how to become YouTube famous in no time.
Viewers loved her. People left comments like, good for her, at that young of an age, she's creating great content. Even big creators were impressed.
I'm not making this up, by the way. An 11-year-old girl has literally made a commentary on how to be original on YouTube. But you know the worst thing is, it's actually really good.
She was a YouTube child star. By the time she turned 14, she had almost 1 million subscribers. Her videos got over 15 million views. Almost everyone thought she was heading for mainstream success, but they were about to be disappointed because Lieutenant Corbus didn't become more famous. She became more dangerous. In 2018, she rebranded. She changed her online identity from Lieutenant Corbus to Soph. That made sense because her real name was Sophia, but it wasn't just the name that changed. Her entire vibe shifted. Her jokes got darker. Her opinions became extreme. She went from covering internet drama to ranting about politics, but in a pretty wild way. Parents at Soph's school started complaining. Some even wanted her expelled because of her toxic YouTube videos. The principal had to send a letter to calm parents down. Then the school made a mistake. In June 2019, the school yearbook included a page promoting Soph's YouTube channel. Parents were furious. If Soph's content was inappropriate, why was the school promoting it? The school had to issue an apology. Eventually, Soph's parents pulled her out of the school, but the backlash didn't change her. In July 2019, she released another video where she said some really dark stuff about certain groups of people. Once again, it violated YouTube's policy on hate speech. So in August 2019, YouTube took final action. They permanently banned her channel. Soph took the ban as a personal attack, and she did something really dumb. She tweeted a photo of herself holding a weapon. The caption read, YouTube headquarters, here I come. It wasn't hard to figure out what she was implying. The tweet caused instant panic. Just a year earlier, there was a real incident at YouTube headquarters. Now, a 14-year-old was making what looked like another threat. News outlets picked up on the story. People tagged the police. Soph quickly deleted the tweet and said the tweet was obviously a joke. But officers still went to her home and searched the house for weapons. Luckily, they didn't find any. Soph told the police her threat wasn't meant to be taken seriously, it was just a joke. But it was hard to believe her, especially because of some of the things she said in previous videos. After causing such a panic, there was no way she was getting back on YouTube. And just like that, the girl once hailed as YouTube's next big thing was banned. Since then, Soph has faded from the spotlight. It was a sad end to a promising career. Up next is a creator that was destroyed by the same trait that made him famous. Jeffree Star. It's normal for YouTubers to get caught up in drama once in a while, but for Jeffree Star, it was happening all the time. Feuds, insults, public callouts. He was always in the middle of something. Some say Jeffree went looking for trouble. Others believed trouble found him because of who he was. Jeffree Star first got popular during the MySpace era in mid-2000s. That's because he was extremely different. For starters, Jeffree had neon hair and wore makeup. He got plenty of hate for it, but Jeffree refused to change. One article called him the living embodiment of chaos and controversy.
Dear Diary, I wish there was more than 2 genders, because I'm getting really bored.
In 2009, he brought that same strong attitude to YouTube. His channel was called Jeffree Star, and it became one of the largest beauty channels on YouTube.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are ya?
But his strong personality also created tension in the YouTube community. In other words, Jeffree got into a lot of fights. One of the biggest ones happened in 2016 with makeup artist Kat Von D. They used to be close friends until Von D accused Jeffree of cheating people who worked for him. It turned into a public battle. Accusations flew back and forth for months. Finally, Von D posted on Instagram saying she no longer wanted to be associated with Jeffree Star in any way. But that was nothing compared to another fight known as Dramageddon. In summary, Dramageddon started in 2018 when a group of beauty influencers had a fallout. It turned into a massive online war. Fans picked sides. Some influencers lost huge chunks of their audience. It only ended when some of them gave in and posted apology videos.
If I would have known that photo was going to be used for what it was used for, I would have never done it.
But even after Dramageddon, Jeffree still couldn't stay out of the drama. In 2019, 2 other influencers got into an online fight. At first, it seemed like Jeffree wasn't involved, but he was. One of the influencers claimed Jeffree secretly instigated the fight by feeding her false rumors.
I did not make my video because of vitamins. I made it as a result of all of the poisonous lies that were fed to me by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star.
Now, Jeffree wasn't just in the drama. He was accused of creating it. It made him look like a puppet master who just loved chaos. All this negative publicity eventually affected Jeffree's career. Some brands stopped working with him. Some cosmetic stores stopped selling his products. After weeks of bad press, Jeffree tried to repair his image. He uploaded a video titled "Doing What's Right."
When you accept that you are the problem, you can become the solution. I would like to personally apologize to James Charles for the words that I've said and for my actions.
But not everyone believed he was sincere. One Reddit comment read, "I think this takes the cake as the worst apology video on YouTube." Jeffree's still on YouTube. He uploads fewer videos now. His career has taken a massive hit, and his reputation as a troublemaker never went away. This next creator had so many chances to save themselves by turning a new leaf, but they didn't. Leafy is here. YouTuber Leafy was an expert at one thing: roasting people. He could insult someone in a way that was both mean and funny. It made him millions of fans and just as many enemies. And one day his insults went a little too far, and his entire YouTube career went up in flames. Here's how Leafy's own content destroyed him. Leafy started his channel in 2011. At first, he posted gaming videos. He would play and talk over the footage, but his subscribers weren't there for the gameplay. They came for his rants. Leafy was sarcastic, quick with a joke, and knew how to make people laugh, and it paid off. By 2016, he had almost 5 million subscribers. But Leafy's content wasn't just jokes. He also made fun of people, and that's what eventually got him into trouble. Anyone could be a target: weird people, awkward people, small YouTubers. Those being roasted hated it, but Leafy's fans loved it.
Today, I'm going to be roasting, get this, my own
fans. It was a debate. Was Leafy just making jokes or harassing people with his words? Either way, the views poured in, so Leafy kept uploading, sometimes on a daily basis. And one day, he made fun of one particular YouTuber, and that was the beginning of the end. In 2016, Leafy made fun of a YouTuber named Tommy NC2010. Except Tommy wasn't like most YouTubers. He had autism, so it seemed that Leafy was making fun of Tommy's condition. Then his fans made it worse. After Leafy's roast, his army of supporters started harassing Tommy. They flooded Tommy's channel with hateful comments. Some even sent death threats. It got so bad, Tommy posted a video begging them to stop. Tommy said, "They are threatening my life. All I want to do is inspire and entertain." But the internet was watching, and they saw an innocent man with autism being harassed by Leafy and his goons. So the internet rallied behind Tommy and criticized Leafy.
Essentially, he has made fun of someone who actually has a mental disability, and they made a video of themselves crying, saying they're getting death threats, and he's really upset.
A creator pointed out how Leafy was always bullying people who were young and weak.
Here's making fun of a kid. Here's making fun of a kid. Kid.
There was even a video titled "Leafy is Here Makes Man with Autism Cry." Leafy's reputation was in the gutter, but the knockout punch came from YouTuber iDubbbz. iDubbbz did a full breakdown of Leafy's videos. He showed clip after clip mocking people's looks, voices, and behavior.
Here's a series of clips of him saying that, yeah, you're old.
He's a 34-year-old grown man. Grown man!
That video went viral, and Leafy became public enemy #1. At this point, Leafy could have apologized, or he could have waited for the hate to die down, but he picked a third option, which was far worse. He roasted another innocent person. Leafy made a series of videos roasting vlogger Milo Stewart. Leafy referred to Milo as it and a creature, as if Milo wasn't human. For many, that was the last straw. To them, Leafy was a bully. One Reddit user summed it up. Leafy attacks children, small low-quality YouTube channels, people with autism, and socially awkward people. In December 2017, Leafy suddenly stopped posting. He just vanished. But he wasn't gone for good. He was returning with a vengeance. For about 2 years, Leafy disappeared from YouTube, but in March 2020, he returned. His first video was an attack on iDubbbz, the guy who exposed him years earlier. It was his same old style. Gameplay in the background, insults and swearing as a voiceover. His fans rejoined the attacks. Leafy would roast someone, and his fans would flood that person's page with insults. For instance, Leafy made a video criticizing streamer Pokimane, and his fans harassed Pokimane so much that she took a break from streaming. Around that time, YouTube was tightening its rules. They introduced a new harassment and cyberbullying policy.
Don't post videos that harass or cyberbully anyone. If you post malicious videos or comments on YouTube, these can be reported and removed. Remember, there's a person behind every video and comment.
You could still criticize someone's ideas, but attacking their appearance, identity, or mental health was against the rules.
That said, if you get 3 strikes in a 90-day period, you're out, and your account will be terminated.
Leafy already had 2 strikes against him. YouTube reviewed his channel and saw the same behavior. In order to enforce the new rules, they banned Leafy permanently. Overnight, years of work vanished. About 5 million subscribers just gone. He tried streaming on Twitch, but after a few weeks, he was banned there as well. Twitch said they banned him to preserve the safety of the community. Then Leafy tried to outsmart the bans. He created new YouTube channels with names like Weefy and Lucky. YouTube shut them down fast. He even teamed up with a media company to sneak back onto YouTube. But YouTube wouldn't accept his content. Today, Leafy is banned from almost every major platform. His videos only survive because fans re-upload them. He sometimes posts on smaller platforms, but his audience is tiny compared to what he had before. Sometimes seeking revenge can destroy you. This next story is a perfect example. Tati Westbrook. YouTuber Tati Westbrook destroyed her career with a 43-minute video. And when I say destroyed, I mean completely. Tati got sued. She lost thousands of subscribers, her business suffered, and the stress nearly ended her marriage. It all happened because Tati felt betrayed. Around 2017, Tati was one of the biggest beauty influencers online. She had millions of subscribers on YouTube. Her channel made makeup reviews and tutorials.
Hey guys, it's Tati from Glam Life Guru on YouTube, and I am just beside
beside myself excited that I am here on Allure creating content.
She even launched her own brand, Halo Beauty, which sold hair, skin, and nail products. Business was good. Her audience trusted her. Things were great. Until she decided to help a young creator named James Charles. For those of you guys who don't know, James Charles was a fellow YouTuber who was also a beauty influencer. Around 2018, Tati got really close to him. She promoted his channel and gave him advice. She was trying to help him succeed. They were so close that she let him do her wedding makeup. James even called Tati mom. To fans, they seemed like family. But one Instagram post changed everything. In April 2019, James posted an Instagram story promoting Sugar Bear Hair. Sugar Bear Hair was a direct competitor to Tati's business, Halo Beauty. To Tati, it felt like James betrayed her. She helped James build his career, and now he was promoting her rival. She made a video hinting at the issue.
I'm having one of those days where it's like smacked in my face.
James Charles scrambled to defend himself. He claimed it wasn't betrayal, and that he only promoted Sugar Bear Hair because they gave him last-minute VIP Coachella tickets. It wasn't like he was working for them, but he admitted it was a mistake and apologized to Tati publicly. It could have ended there, but Tati couldn't let it go, and what she did next ended up destroying her own career. On May 10th, 2019, Tati posted a video titled Bye Sister. It was 43 minutes of pure attack. She accused James Charles of being selfish and a sellout. She accused him of lying about Sugar Bear Hair, and she revealed all of the behind-the-scenes help she gave James Charles.
He was making $90 a video, and because of me and my husband, he was making $2,500 immediately. That's just like a small sample of some of the things that we've done for James Charles.
The video went viral. It got over 47 million views. Most viewers sided with Tati. James Charles lost over 3 million subscribers days after the video. Tati, on the other hand, gained 4 million subscribers during that time. It was so huge that CNN covered it. It looked like Tati got revenge on James for betraying her, but everything was about to flip. 8 days later, James posted his response, a video titled No More Lies.
In Tati's video, she discusses many of the different reasons as to why she was choosing to close a chapter in her life that I was heavily involved in, making many of our private issues very public.
He denied Tati's accusations and showed text messages and screenshots to prove he was telling the truth.
Despite what Tati said in her video, this whole situation was definitely not a big scheme that was orchestrated beforehand. It really did happen on the spot.
He also revealed that he informed Tati that he was about to promote her rival on Instagram before he did it.
Before posting my stories, I actually did text Tati first out of respect for her, giving her heads up about the sponsorship, but she was immediately upset.
Another big accusation was that James refused to promote Tati's company, Halo Beauty, but he showed proof that he promoted Halo Beauty multiple times without even being asked. Public opinion flipped overnight. Viewers felt Tati lied to them. Suddenly, Tati seemed like the villain. People accused Tati of trying to destroy James's career with lies. James regained over 1 million subs, and Tati started losing subscribers. Backlash was so fierce that Tati deleted the Bye Sister video, but the damage to her reputation was too deep. Tati took a break from YouTube. Almost a year later, in June 2020, Tati finally addressed everything that happened. She made a video titled Breaking My Silence. The first thing she did was apologize to James.
I want you to hear it publicly. I'm sorry.
But she didn't take full responsibility. She blamed her friends for poisoning her mind.
I did not make my video because of vitamins. I made it as a result of all of the poisonous lies that were fed to me by Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star.
But her apology didn't really fix things. Her reputation was seriously damaged. Around that time, a former business partner sued her and her husband, and she later revealed that the stress nearly destroyed her marriage. Tati's YouTube channel is still active. The scandal has tarnished her name, and in 2024, she had to leave her own company, Halo Beauty. One emotional video wrecked a career that took years to build. This next creator was so dodgy, his own fans felt they couldn't trust him. Rice Gum. For a while, it seemed that Rice Gum could succeed at any type of content. Like, he had the Midas touch. He started his YouTube channel in 2012 with gaming content. That got decent views. Then he switched to comedy and reaction content. That got even more views. He had multiple viral hits, and he eventually reached 10 million subscribers on his YouTube channel. Then Rice Gum got into music, and he was successful with that too.
Yo, what is up, guys? Yesterday I dropped a song out of nowhere. Didn't even tell anyone, just randomly dropped it. You guys went crazy. The feedback track was good, so good where it's like, it made me want to just keep dropping songs.
Most of his songs were diss tracks aimed at other influencers, but one performed so well that it landed on the Billboard Hot 100 and went platinum. Rice Gum was living the life, but the good times didn't last. Once the problems started, they didn't stop. In 2017, YouTuber iDubbbz made a content cop video criticizing Rice Gum's content. Rice Gum didn't like being criticized. Instead of defending himself, he responded with a diss track. It was packed with insults aimed at iDubbbz. The diss track backfired hard. It got over 1 million dislikes. One comment said, "People usually make diss tracks to defend themselves or attack their rival. You, on the other hand, help your rival by proving his points." Before that controversy faded, another one hit. That same year, Rice Gum got into an argument with a content creator, Gabby Hanna, at a party. Gabby challenged him to a live freestyle rap on Snapchat, but he refused.
Hey Rice Gum, I just challenged you to a live battle on Snapchat. Would you do it? No. Live rap battle, why wouldn't you do it?
No, I don't want to.
Then Gabby claimed things turned physical. She said Rice Gum hit her and broke her phone.
Okay, so update. Sorry if it looks like I'm crying. Rice Gum didn't think that joke was very funny, and he hit me in the middle of a party and shattered my phone.
And she kept talking about it.
I don't know, I guess my biggest thing is if you make videos every single week where you're making fun of somebody, you can't take a joke.
Rice Gum denied the allegations.
There has been so many lies surrounding my name. If you guys haven't heard, the Gabby Show came out and said that I hit her and showed scratches and bruises as her evidence, right?
He admitted to breaking her phone, but said it was because she was filming him without asking. He even sent her money to replace the phone. His explanation helped, but the internet was slowly turning against him. In 2019, Rice Gum got into more trouble. He encouraged his fans to try out a website called Mystery Brand. He said they could win iPhones, sneakers, and even houses. The Mystery Brand ended up looking like a scam. Some complained that they never received prizes that they won through the site, and they blamed Rice Gum for luring them into it. Others even accused him of promoting gambling to kids. To calm the backlash, Rice Gum gave away Amazon gift cards. But when fans tried to use them, they realized most of the codes were expired. Rice Gum seemed so unreliable. Then came the worst scandal of all. In 2021, Rice Gum promoted a crypto project called Save the Kids. It promised to make investors rich while donating part of the profits to charity. Neither happened. The token crashed, fans lost money, and the charity said it never got the donation. People remembered Mystery Brand. They remembered the expired gift cards. Now they added Save the Kids to the list. It started to look like a pattern. Rice Gum would hype something up, his fans would lose money, and then he would disappear. By 2021, Rice Gum's scandals were destroying his brand. Thousands unsubscribed and unfollowed him. At one point, he was accused of buying subscribers to hide how much his channel was suffering. Today, Rice Gum barely vlogs or releases new music. He posts occasionally, but nothing like before. He's never announced a retirement, but his career is at an all-time low. Some YouTubers create trouble online. This next one caused problems in the real world. Sam Pepper. Sam Pepper was chasing fame even before YouTube. In 2010, he appeared on the British reality show Big Brother. The show made him pretty popular, but it was YouTube that made him a star. Sam Pepper's content was mostly pranks.
Sorry, your parking expired. No, sorry about that.
And in early 2010s, those pranks got millions of views. At first, the pranks were playful, then Sam took it up a notch. He wanted bigger pranks, riskier ones. That's when things began to spiral. In June 2014, Sam Pepper teamed up with Logan Paul for the lasso prank. Sam roped women in public and pulled them in for kisses. A few months later, Sam uploaded the fake hand-ass pinch prank. He tucked one arm inside his hoodie and wore a fake hand. Then he asked random women for directions. While talking, he used his real hand to touch them inappropriately. Most viewers didn't find it funny. They considered it harassment. One video described it as YouTube stars' attempt to disguise assault as prank backfires. Instead of apologizing, Sam doubled down. He made part 2. This time, it was a woman doing the same prank to men. Once again, viewers considered it harassment. Sam tried to calm tempers by claiming it was all a social experiment.
First off, before I go into the original reason behind this video, I want to say that all the videos were staged and scripted. It goes without saying you can't go around touching people's bums without asking.
Saying the pranks were fake was supposed to stop the backlash, but it didn't. People found another prank video he made called the handcuff prank. Sam handcuffed himself to women and wouldn't release them until they kissed him.
You like unattach us?
Yeah, for a kiss.
Sam Pepper was becoming a menace. YouTuber Lacey Green posted an open letter telling him to stop making women uncomfortable on the street for views. Over 100,000 people signed her letter.
This is wrong and it needs to stop. Sam Pepper and anyone who behaves like Sam Pepper needs to be held accountable. We need to say that this is not okay.
The hashtag #ReportSamPepper trended on Twitter. Then Sam released another prank. The good news was that it didn't involve women, but the bad news was that it was far worse than anything he had ever done before. In November 2015, Sam uploaded a video titled The Killing Best Friend Prank, and it was as bad as it sounded. In summary, Sam staged a fake kidnapping. Then he pretended to unalive someone in front of their best friend. It was terrifying, and the backlash was bigger than ever. The prank made international headlines. Over 100,000 people signed a petition asking YouTube to ban Sam Pepper. Even a group of hackers threatened to unleash hell on Sam if he didn't delete the best friend prank. As always, Sam didn't take the backlash seriously. He launched a GoFundMe asking for $1.5 million to delete his channel. That only made people angrier. The comments and insults continued for months. Finally, in February 2016, Sam posted an apology video, but he didn't just apologize, he dropped the bombshell.
The stupidest thing I could have done, I should have just came out and said, hey guys, I'm an idiot, I faked this video, I wanted to, I want to make content that gets views.
Sam claimed the best friend prank was staged. That means the guy being pranked was in on it. He was just acting scared. Sam ended it with a plea for forgiveness.
If you can give me a second chance, I won't let you down.
Sam's career took a beating. No one knew if the apology would be enough to save it. Around the time of the apology, Sam made all of his YouTube videos private. He also disappeared from YouTube for a while. When he came back, he was on TikTok. This time his content wasn't provocative. He made mostly challenge videos, life hacks, and stunts. It seemed like he had changed. Then in 2021, another scandal hit. Sam promoted a crypto project that turned out to be a scam. Fans who invested because of him lost money. Now, even his core supporters turned against him. Some nicknamed him Scam Pepper for his role in the crypto scam. Sam Pepper still seemed reckless, chasing views and money without caring about the fallout. Years have passed, but Sam Pepper never regained his initial popularity. Maybe he crossed too many lines to ever be trusted by his fans again. These YouTubers showed how fast success can disappear when you make reckless decisions. My friends, always be careful with the choices you make, because sometimes the difference between success and regret is just one decision. Visual Venture. We talked about the dumbest ways that YouTubers destroyed their careers. But dumb decisions don't just happen on YouTube. In fact, TikTok is even worse. And if you want to see the absolute dumbest TikTok trends, click right here. Love you guys. Peace.